Subscribe now because this tea is not just hot, it's boiling over into pure chaos. And by the time we finish, you'll see that what started as a diss track might actually be the final blow in a friendship that's been crumbling behind closed doors for years. Because when Megan Thee Stallion dropped her latest bars, fans weren't just bopping. They were dissecting every line like it was a courtroom transcript. And one lyric in particular sent the internet into cardiac arrest. Because Megan didn't just throw shade, she launched a lyrical grenade that many believe was aimed straight at Cardi B. And while Cardi's been known to dish it, it looks like she's finally getting a taste of her own medicine. Especially now that people are revisiting all the weird tension that's been bubbling between Cardi and Megan for months. Starting with their sudden silence on each other's socials, the abrupt end to their collabs, and that weird awkwardness in interviews where both seem to dance around each other's names like it burned their tongues. And then out of nowhere, Megan fires off a track that has fans screaming betrayal, loyalty, and ghostwriting all in one breath with bars that slice through the noise. If she wrote her own ish hanging with ops, you would chop. And suddenly the internet is spiraling, trying to decode if Megan just aired out Cardi's dirty laundry on a global stage. And if that wasn't messy enough, here comes the twist. Megan's ex, Pardison Fontaine aka Party, gets dragged into the drama, with fans convinced that Cardi was cozying up to him while he was still with Megan. And now folks are connecting dots between old studio sessions, cryptic tweets, and photos that didn't mean anything before, but suddenly feel like undeniable proof. Because if you believe the streets, Cardi was allegedly sneaking behind Megan's back, playing the cool bestie in public while getting close with Party on the low. And the timeline is giving pure scandal. First, Party and Megan are everywhere together. He's writing for her, appearing in her videos, and then suddenly, he's gone, replaced with silence, unfollows, and distance. And right around the same time, Cardi's name starts popping up in connection with Party, but always under the guise of music, which, let's be real, is the most overused cover story in the game. And now fans are revisiting every "we're just in the studio" photo with suspicion, especially after Party posted that snippet of a Cardi B collab track saying, "It's been 8 years, Cardi, get this off my hard drive." And the timing couldn't have been more suspicious because why drop this right after Megan's diss goes viral unless you're trying to stir the pot or send a message? And people weren't buying the coincidence. They were calling it strategy. And meanwhile, Offset, Cardi's longtime off-again husband, was somewhere in the shadows, dropping breadcrumbs of his own, because folks started digging into his deleted posts and old Instagram stories, and found cryptic lines accusing Cardi of stepping out during pregnancy, suggesting that Offset might have known about her and Party way back when and just kept quiet to avoid blowing up the internet. But now that the drama is public, all those past whispers are being pulled into the spotlight like forgotten receipts. And just when you thought it couldn't get any messier, the ghost of Takeoff enters the chat, rest in peace. Because old rumors about Cardi and Takeoff's flirty studio energy are resurfacing too. And while Cardi always denied there was anything romantic, fans have found enough suggestive posts and throwback captions to raise eyebrows, especially now that Cardi is facing new cheating allegations of her own. Because while the world was still processing the Party situation, bam, Cardi gets linked to NFL star Stefon Diggs. And it starts with a few sightings, some coincidences, her showing up in cities where Diggs just happens to be playing, and then a paparazzi photo drops that blows the lid off. Cardi and Diggs, sitting real close in a VIP section, looking too comfortable to be just friends. And that's when fans really lost it. Because if Cardi was stepping out on Offset with Diggs while also allegedly messing with Party behind Megan's back, then what even is loyalty in this world? And suddenly the narrative flips again, with people saying maybe Megan's diss wasn't just a diss, it was a warning shot. And if Cardi thought she was going to slide under the radar, the internet had other plans, especially once the Stefon Diggs look-alike scandal dropped. Because out of nowhere, Diggs is spotted getting cozy with an Instagram model who looks almost exactly like Cardi B. Same nails, same glam, same everything. And the comments exploded, with fans saying this was karma doing donuts in the driveway. Because if Cardi really did snake Megan, then maybe Diggs cheating on her with her own clone was the universe balancing the books. And Diggs didn't help himself either, offering weak excuses, saying the photos were old, and that people were being messy for clout, but no one was buying it. Especially after he dodged every question about whether he was still seeing the other woman. And now Cardi's silence is screaming louder than a rant, because she hasn't said a word about Offset, hasn't posted a thing about Diggs. And for someone who usually lives loud, that quiet is deafening, and people are starting to see a pattern. Every relationship ends in chaos. Every man she gets tied to ends up cheating or being accused of something. And fans are now side-eyeing Cardi's love life like it's a plot twist from a reality show, asking if she just keeps attracting drama, or if she's the common denominator. And let's not forget Megan's track record in all this either, because as soon as her diss dropped, folks brought up her own past with Tory Lanez, and how she originally said they were just friends, only to later admit they had a relationship. And then there was that infamous Gayle King interview where she denied everything, only to get caught in the lie later, and it made people question what else. Megan might have exaggerated or hidden, especially now that this Cardi beef is dropping right before what many believe is a major project rollout. Because Megan has a history of using tension to build hype. She did it with Nicki, she did it with DaBaby, and now she might be doing it again, creating buzz before the drop. And while some say she's just marketing smart, others feel like she's manipulating fans with fake beefs and staged drama, especially when the lyrics seem calculated to spark speculation. And the videos look like they were shot months ago, ready to drop the second things go viral. And now the lines between real and manufactured are so blurred, people don't even know what to believe anymore. Because nothing in this industry happens by accident. Everything is curated, every leak is approved, every feud is timed to the charts. And when Megan said Cardi was hanging with ops, she knew exactly what kind of firestorm she was about to ignite. And Cardi, for all her defenses, has played the game too, denying nothing, confirming nothing, just keeping her name in the mix. And as fans dig deeper, they're pulling out more receipts, timestamps, flight paths, song lyrics, interview shade, and it's starting to look like this beef isn't just a blip. It's a full-blown war with casualties on both sides. And in the middle of it all is Offset, who's been throwing his own indirect jabs, unfollowing people, liking shady posts, and posting memes that seem to mock the entire situation, while Diggs is doing what athletes always do, pretend nothing's happening until the season's over. And meanwhile, Cardi's still claiming she's staying out of it, even though every move she makes suggests otherwise, and Megan's letting the music speak. Knowing full well that her words are being played on every blog, every podcast, and every YouTube reaction channel in existence. Because this story isn't just about music. It's about betrayal, loyalty, and how fast friendships fall apart in the spotlight, and fans are choosing sides. With Team Megan arguing that she's finally exposing the snakes in her circle, while Team Cardi says Megan's just mad that her ex moved on, and somewhere in the chaos is the truth. Tangled up in interviews, old tweets, backstage gossip, and verses that cut deeper than most think. And as more receipts surface, like that time Cardi went live dancing and laughing, saying she'd never been happier, only for Diggs to be spotted with another woman days later, fans are realizing this might be a masterclass in karma, a full-circle moment where everyone's dirt is getting aired, and no one's walking away clean. Because whether it's Megan lying about Tory, or Cardi getting exposed for allegedly creeping with Party, or Offset hinting that he's known all along, or Diggs playing both sides of the game, the real victims might just be the fans who believed the love, the sisterhood, and the lyrics, when in reality it was all branding, all performance, all strategy. And now that the truth is unraveling like a bad wig on a windy day, everyone's watching to see who makes the next move, who drops the next diss, who posts the next shady caption. Because in this story, the bars are bullets, and the timeline is the battlefield. So hit that like button, drop your wildest theory in the comments, and subscribe, because this drama is